Three, two, one. Ladies and gentlemen, notice how the opening government always stuck to the beauty standard as if there's nothing to do with it. How at the beginning of the debate until the end of the debate, the opening government always talking about how the beauty standards being monetized, how the beauty standard then being normalized in a society, then that it is so toxic, so that the feminist movement should aggressively oppose K-pop. But at the end of the day, the OG are totally failed to emphasizing like why is it really under the interest of a feminist movement, which OO always trying to put the word option to choose the beauty standard, to make to choose to make a freedom, to make a free choice for their followers, or for the viewers, or for the listeners to choose which beauty standards they want to follow, and they want to apply in this, for themselves, ladies and gentlemen. But in fact, this is so backlashing towards the reality, where the Suli getting killed herself because of bullying of netizen towards her, because she's just trying to express herself like in a total form, like how then Suli are is not wearing a bra because she wanted to express herself, but how the netizen then how then the netizen Billy Sully, because Sully are not fulfilling a very specific expectations about just being a K-pop idol. This is so sucks until the end of the debate, ladies and gentlemen, because the problem is not about the beauty standards or supply and demand, like what they both opening branch are have mentioned earlier. But we believe that why K-pop have become the priority, so it's really under the feminist movement interest. First of all, we need to then acknowledge that the feminist movement is of course to promote the gender equality, and of course to eliminate any kind of discriminations and any kind of oppressions, not only for women, but for also for men. So that's it's clear that our stance. Sorry. So it's clear that why K-pop have to become a priority under the feminist movement, because we believe that the K-pop is in the spotlight right now. So it may give any brainwash to society like massively, like not like what the A-pop did or J-pop did, but K-pop did it its own way. For example, like how massively BTS meal has become so famous in Indonesia only for a second, and how then this is versus the KFC ex Indonesian pop in the previous age, which is not totally have a as not as famous as BTS. This is a showing to us that the K-pop has their own has their own role on on impacting the society, not like the A-pop or not like J-pop, like what the OO have always say, trying to explain in their speech, ladies and gentlemen. We believe that the K-pop has a particular impact to the society, which is not same as an A-pop or J-pop. So our stance is totally clear. We believe that the problem is not only about the beauty standards, about the supply and demand, or about or so on and so forth. Because in a more advanced way, we believe that the K-pop fans or K-pop viewers having massive tendencies of sexualization, as we can notice in many ways, ladies and gentlemen. We believe that why the sexualization is totally harmful. We believe that the sexualizations at the first is coming from the idea, from the mindset that is supported by the that is supported by the K-pop agency, which is are totally proven by the ignorance of a K-pop agency towards any sexualizations that are happen in on their idol, ladies and gentlemen. Sexualization is an endless issue to begin with, and always become the interest of the feminist movement. That is why that is why the K-pop the feminist movement should aggressively oppose K-pop industry, because of the sexualizations, and the feminist movement are really is unseparable. And why then sexualization is totally harmful for the agency, for the K-pop agency, and especially for the idol, because we believe that the idol of K-pop are the most the most vulnerable actors until the end of the day. We believe that first because it is against the feminism idea of gender equality and stop objectify human no matter what the gender and no matter what the sex. Second of all, it normalized the sexual harassment. Ladies and gentlemen, as we can acknowledge that the sexual harassment is not only in a form of physical harassment, like you touching a forbidden area of somebody's body, but can be in another form, like what the K-pop fans or what the K-pop viewers have become in a status quo. We believe that the status quo is totally not okay, and we cannot continue with the status quo. We believe that in a status quo, the netizens of the K-pop fans is trying to normalize the sexual harassment not only for a female idol but for a male idol. How then for example Indonesian netizen react towards Taehyung, like several wording like rahimku anget, or several wording like I want to be raped by Taehyung, I want to be harassed by Jimin, for example, because they're handsome or because they have several privilege that another people doesn't. At the end of the day, if it continues towards the society, it will end up with a massive objectifications, which can be explained, which can be explained by my second speaker at the end of the day. And talking about the sexualizations, this is a really serious problem that the opening branch never addressed at the very first place. Because there's a plenty cases in a K-pop industry about suicide, about suicidal trial, suicidal attempt, and so on and so forth. Just because people are totally normalize the sexualizations, like how the agency then put the idols as an object, like how then several idols, for example, like a female idols that have already passed away years ago because of being raped by their by their manager, because these female idols is beautiful, or so on and so forth. This showed us that the sexualizations is a real problem that never addressed by everyone. Then that is why the feminist movement is the only one who can address and promote it by aggressively oppose the K-pop industry. We believe that under the arguments we proud to propose. Thank you.
Starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. Panels, under this debate, me as CG, I'm going to tell you why our team should totally win this debate, and I'm going to give you further explanation about how harmful sexualizing is, and how we portray this concern and this problem properly compared to OG and OO. So first questions, right? For OO cannot upperhead our team, because OO not portray the whole problem, that is injunction. We see under the current status quo, the K-pop industry is incredibly problematic, not only in beauty standard but also happening in sexualizing the idols. Which this is what the opposite with the government opening government bench failed to explain in this debate, right? But it's quite a bit already how do you say brought in this debate accordingly by my previous speaker. So therefore, CG provided you more complete details and comprehensive explanation about about portrayal in this whole problem. Second, about OO, ladies and gentlemen, there are so many questions hasn't answered by OO at the very beginning, right? They mentioned to us a lot of things about how K-pop is right now, but it's not it doesn't fit with what happened in the current reality, right? For example, first they say that in K-pop industry right now is not really problematic because there are so many diverse beauty standards. For example, they even compare K-pop industry with Hollywood industry, which we believe that it's not comparable, it's not apple to apple. How is that so? Notice that opposition side of the house never explain to you how diverse is this diversity, right? If they compared with Hollywood, of course it's not comparable, because in Hollywood they are incredibly diverse, ladies and gentlemen. Notice that you can find white artists in Hollywood, two black artists in Hollywood. But what happened under K-pop industry is that you only find white people to 10 people, not black people, for example. So this diversity is not apple to apple if you compare it with Hollywood, for example, right? And also, other than that, we're also questioning about the self-agency that the open start of the house claim to happen under the scenario, because we believe in the current status quo even agencies still invoking or even forcing the idol to behave to fit their standard, not only in character but also in body, physical, and so on and so forth. So that argument coming from OO cannot is not relevant in this debate anymore, because it's not it doesn't fit with what happened in the reality, right? And other than that, ladies and gentlemen, their how do you say their solution is to give people the standard of option, right? Option or standard. But our question is why, when this is already an option, at the same time their beauty standard will be changed, right? Because under our scenario, we believe that they when they have the chance to choose which standard they want to go to. But if K-pop industry doesn't give any example of self-acceptance, for example, or diverse beauty standard, for example, it's not going the option is not going to be useful in the end of the day, right? For example, under K-pop industry right now, there is no black idol, for example. Even if it exists, it only 1 to million. So that example is incredibly not enough. So another question is that they asked to us is how are we going, or how we as the feminists is going to oppose this industry. It's easy, ladies and gentlemen. We can make a campaign or address our concern in social media, for example. But further explanation will be explained in another debate, because right now we see as the point of view of feminists itself, right? Second question coming from the opposition side of the house is about supply and demand, ladies and gentlemen. Our question is why when we promote this diversity, this change of beauty standard, the demand is not going to be harmed anyway. Because notice that K-pop fans is not only coming from one race, ladies and gentlemen. There are lots of fans around the world with so many diversity and so on and so forth. So that is to say they need more representation, right? And K-pop industry still cannot fulfill that demand. So therefore, if they don't change their standard of beauty, for example, if they don't change the current status quo happen in that industry, that is the one that's going to harm the demand. So by default, if you follow the opposition side of the house proposal, that's how and when you're going to harm the demand for the K-pop industry itself, right? And also, if K-pop change to be more diverse, they will those fans out there will feel represented, ladies and gentlemen. So how is this impacting the K-pop industry? When those fans feel represented, K-pop industry will get bigger market or even bigger influence for those fans around the world. Isn't that good for the K-pop industry? So we believe that under our proposal, it's incredibly beneficial for not only K-pop industry but also feminist movement and so on and so forth. Right? Another question. Third question: why representation in Hollywood is not enough? We asked this to the opposition side of the house, but they don't answer to us immediately, because we believe that not everyone is interested in Hollywood. Therefore, Hollywood representation is not enough in the current status quo. People not only interested in Hollywood but also in K-pop, for example. So this will make these unrepresented people will be grateful and feel represented in the end of the day. I already explained to you how what's going to happen if they feel represented. Those K-pop industry will have bigger market, a bigger influence, for example, so they can be more successful than they are right now. Not only that, we also can when this representation happen under K-pop side, we can fix the bad image of K-pop. Notice how the past image of K-pop is the toxic beauty standard, the sexualization, for example. But when they change, because us the feminist is incredibly against the idea of this, we believe that we believe that it's going to be better for their side, ladies and gentlemen. Not only that, the question coming from the feminists is about how this they're not going to see feminists in a bad as a bad party, because Ladies and gentlemen, we don't think so because the feminists will be seen as a bad party by by the society only when they see a problem but they don't fix the problem, right? When the feminists will be seen as a bad party when they are not fulfilling their goals and purpose. So therefore, society will questioning the feminist roles and existence the moment this problem occurred, but they are not present in solving this problem. This is when the feminists will be seen as a bad party. We believe under our side when the feminists fulfill their goals and their purpose, they are not going to be seen as a radical party or so on and so forth. We believe that they will be seen as a party that is responsible in fulfilling their goals and purpose. So therefore we believe that there is we believe that it's going to be more harmful for both K-pop and feminist movement itself when we follow the opposition of the House proposal. And we believe that the OG's explanation is not enough in addressing this current problem and concern, ladies and gentlemen. Therefore, CG provided you more complete and detailed and comprehensive matter and explanation. Therefore, we believe we should thoroughly win this debate. We proud to propose.